Hey guys, it's Vanessa with Up and Growing, and I'm going to show you guys how to make some popcorn. I am going to be using a mold. I'm not sure where this mold came from because it was a gift, but they have them on Etsy, and they do have one with several cavities on Amazon, I believe. So just check around. For the popcorn, I like to use the Model Magic clay. If you guys struggle with Model Magic, um, and you have some that is kind of old and hard, making the popcorn with it is perfect because you don't have to condition this clay to make it soft to make the popcorn. The reason that I use Model Magic for the popcorn is it holds the shape a lot better than using foam clay. When our foam clay dries, it puffs up and we lose all that detail on the popcorn. And this is a deep cavity, so I will put this in the freezer to pop out the clay so I don't ruin my shape of my popcorn trying to get fresh clay out of here. So if you guys are struggling with even foam clay releasing from your molds, just go ahead, pop it in the freezer like 10-15 minutes, however long. Usually I forget about it, so it's usually in the freezer for a minute, a minute longer than it should be. So, like I said, you don't have to really do a whole lot of conditioning with this. I have used Model Magic that has been like really old and hard, and I don't have any issues with it. Now, this does puff up while it is in the mold because I want to cram it down there and get inside the entire cavity, and they're all different shapes. So if I have too much clay, see, I don't know if you could see, but it is rising. I just take my scissors and I cut it flush to the mold without cutting my mold. And then I'll show you what I do after I take it out of the freezer. So you guys get it how to fill the mold. So I'm gonna move on since I have my popcorn ready to go here. Some of it I did just take out of the freezer, but I can still show you what we're gonna do. If there are some of you that just started with fake bakes and went right to the foam clay and haven't worked with Model Magic, there's a big difference in the consistency of the Model Magic. It's a lot harder on your hands, but I highly recommend you guys give it a try on certain things, especially something like this that has a lot of detail to it, so you can see the difference in how the clay dries. We lose a lot of detail using the foam clay. Okay, so when I take it out of the mold, sometimes I have a little ridge. I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but I'll get a little ridge from the overflow of the mold. These look pretty good, but I see a tiny bit on this one. But just to show you guys what I do if you do get that mold overfilled, I just take my X-Acto knife and I just kind of pull off the edges. And because it's popcorn, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I also don't want a flat line going around my popcorn. This one has a little bit also. Do you see that right there? How it's like, we don't want that. Well, I don't. So I'm just going to go around and just remove a little bit of that. And then to color the inside of our popcorn, I always use the Apple Barrel Classic Caramel. I don't actually paint it. I just kind of do a dry brush in spots. And I just need a tiny bit, so I'm not going to pour any paint. I'm just going to use a small brush. I actually prefer a smaller one. And I'm just going to pick up a little paint. And then I'm going to go in where I think our little kernel would be. And just throw a little color in there. And what I love about these is they really do look like popcorn. Of course, you can make the very whimsical popcorn just by squeezing your foam clay. I just really prefer this. It is a little tedious. And if you've been here a minute, you know I don't like to spend time painting stuff, but I love this and I love the way it looks. And I'm going to be using it in another video in a design. So instead of just throwing the popcorn on, I thought I would show you guys how I make it. And then these pieces are so small, I don't really wait. Like most of the time, the things that I make with Model Magic, I still make my graham crackers with Model Magic, and I love how they look with macarons. I haven't taken the time to do them with the Model Magic because that's a lot of painting, but I definitely recommend, if you guys haven't worked with Model Magic, don't get mad at me because you're going to see a big difference in the clay, but you're also going to see a big difference in how it holds the shape and the detail, the tiny detail of something like this. So I don't pull it out all the time, but when I do, it's for specific things. And that's it. That's all I do. I feel like this is really hard to see. Like the color's not showing up on camera. And that's it, guys. So you're going to see this in another video.